Hey guys, it's Dynamo22 back again. This is actually my second attempt recording this video because my grandparents interrupted the first one, but they did it to drop off $400 I got from selling my car, so I'll forgive them for that. But this is a battle against Necrostevo. That's going to be a theme kind of on my channel until I find other easier ways to find battles than just tweeting at him. But, that's fair enough. He's a good battler, and I enjoy battling him, so, why complain? This is actually a rotation battle. He's like, hey, let's do a rotation battle. And I'm like, hey, I've never done a rotation battle before. I'm in. So, my team building process was, in a rotation battle, you get to keep all the stats when you rotate. So, let's bring 5 Pokemon who can boost their stats. And a Choice Banded Scizor, because Choice Banded Scizor is awesome. Also, very important note, this Choice Banded Scizor is in the bug catching contest ball because you can breed Pokeballs in 6th Gen. And what better Pokeball for a Scizor than the bug catching contest ball, because who doesn't remember doing the bug catching contest in 2nd Gen and freaking seeing a Scyther and being like, damn, I gotta catch this, because then I will be the coolest 8-year-old on the block. Just want to point that out because I went to a lot of special time and effort to go to the bug catching contest in Soul Silver, catch a Scyther on a special day, transfer that Scyther up, and then breed that specific, had to be a female Scyther, by the way. And then breed that Scyther to get this Scizor, so that it would be in a specific Pokeball that you wouldn't even have noticed unless I took these minutes to point out that it was in that Pokeball. So now you know. Also, speaking of Soul Silver and Johto, this would be the first battle in the Gotta Kill with them all Johto challenge, but I care more about winning than that challenge for this because it's a rotation battle, and I have no idea what I'm doing. So I just threw together this team. The first 3 Pokemon that I'm leading with is actually the team I used in the Battle Mason for a while, and then I just did a run in the rotation Battle Mason for a laugh, and so I just brought those 3 Pokemon again because, again, I have no idea what I'm doing in a rotation battle, and they worked really well as a 3-person team in a single battle, so I figured if I could rotate between all 3 of them instead of just hard switching between all 3 of them, it would seem like a great idea. So that's kind of my plan. I could do a team analysis for his team, but honestly, I have no idea what to analyze when it's a rotation battle, so we're just going to jump right into it. Again, I'm leading with the only 3 Pokemon I'm any familiar with. His Lucario, by the way, not Lucario, Luxray, is in some really awesome Pokeball that I don't even 100%, I think it's a Moonball from Johto. I have some of my Pokemon in those as well, but it just looked a little bit different from what I remember. But anyway, since I went to all the trouble to point out my special Pokeball, I noticed it in battle too, because it's the one he main led with. I just wanted to point it out because he went to the effort of getting it in that ball because he legit breeds too. But anyway, I had to switch out because I got intimidated there and because nothing of my original 3 wanted to take a wild charge. So I went into my max defense Clefable, and that way I'm not intimidated anymore because just like you keep the stats, you keep the lowered intimidate the rest of the battle. And I figured that was just going to hamper me too much. So even though switching in a rotation battle is kind of a big pain, I felt like that was the time to do it. But on that turn, I really 100% felt like he was going to predict the Dragonite to come in and go to Glalie to try and kill me. So I went to Scizor to kill it, which in that case, going in for Bullet Punch was the right play, because then I'd be locked into Bullet Punch the rest of the battle, but his other 2 Pokemon resist Bullet Punch. I was just not quite confident enough to click the Bullet Punch when Superpower would probably kill them both, especially I was most afraid of the Bishop going for an Iron Head to try and kill my Clefable. So now on that turn, I went for an Earthquake because it hits all 3 of his Pokemon. On the following turn, I go for a Power Punch, even though I knew the Sucker Punch was coming, and I could have Extreme Speeded to get around it. but I just wanted the +1 so that I can extreme speed everything else. And again, stat boosts are really important in rotation battles. So one thing I know about them, because you keep them forever as long as you rotate and don't switch. So on this turn, I knew it was a little obvious that I probably wasn't going to stay in against the Zygarde, but one, Moonblast hits all 3 of his Pokemon fairly decently, and 2, I'm definitely the best choice against the Luxray is my Clefable, which I'm pretty sure is a banded Luxray, just the way he's been playing it, and just it makes the most sense. I felt like just the way he led with it, and so I go for extreme speed to try and finish off the Luxray, and I felt like it would kill the Primeape if he switched into it, which for some reason I felt like he was going to. I don't know why, but he does do it, and maybe expecting the Scizor, and but it doesn't, even at +1. I really thought a +1 extreme speed, because a max attack Adamant would be enough to OHKO the Primeape, but it's not, but I still eat the close combat pretty easily. So here I go for the Moonlight, just trying to get Clefable's health up, because it really is the only thing stopping him from just running a train through my team with all of his physical attackers. I was hoping either I could live a close combat, or he'd go for a Dragon move, because another Wild Charge would have killed me from that range. But he actually goes for a Coil, which is both good and bad, because it allows me to get the Moonlight off, which allows Clefable to probably still be able to wall him, but it makes it more difficult for the rest of my team to handle if he gets past Clefable, and it makes it easier for him to get past Clefable in the future. So now I just go for Moonblast, because I know I can kill any of his 3 Pokemon on the field, or at least take a big chunk out of them. He makes the right play and just sacks off Luxray for damage. So on this turn, I know he's just trying to whittle down Clefable to the point where he can sweep me with Zygarde, because I'm most afraid of Zygarde, so he probably realizes Zygarde is the thing that's most dangerous. I'm trying to get to a point where I can just get Scizor in, switch it out, and switch it back in, and start bullet punching things, because the things that I needed to not be locked in a bullet punch for are all dead at this point. So I just need... Muck is useless. I just need to get Muck, switch Scizor out for Muck, let Muck die, bring Scizor back in, and bullet punch things. But his extreme speed actually ends up being faster than my Dragonite extreme speed. As I kind of got sidetracked as I was talking about how I predicted the Alakazam to go in, and I extreme speeded it, and he had a Focus Sash slow, and so I ended up dying. So there I just go for the Ice Punch, because I know I'm trying really hard to get that Zygarde, but he actually goes into the Primeape, goes to the Gunk Shot trying to hit my Clefable, and doesn't work as far as killing the thing, and I kill him. On that turn, I 100% predicted the Alakazam to go in there and try and finish me off. It just made the most sense. So I go into Scizor and go for the Superpower, because I'm locked into it, because it's... I mean, he's at 1 HP. I just need to be able to hit him, and I knew I could live a Psychic, so I was just kind of forced to do something like that. Now, unfortunately, he's able to OHKO my Alligator and outspeed it in that situation. So, but I have Vivillon with a Focus Sash and Sleep Powder, so I figured I had the game here. I managed to... That's why I want to kill the Alakazam, is now it's just the Zygarde, and he can't rotate and get him out of harm's way at all. But he's got a Lumberry. He's Resto Lumberry, I would assume. Or just trying to avoid burns and whatnot with Coil. And I thought I was literally going to get swept from like 5-0. I was up 5-0. I thought I was going to get swept. Actually, no, 4-0, because I lost Dragonite and Feraligatr. But now I just, out of panic, try to put him back to sleep. He actually goes for an Earthquake, predicting me to try and go into Clefable, predicting him to Extreme Speed again. But I was not really thinking that clearly, and so it doesn't work. I do get him back to sleep, and I just go for Clefable to try and start mashing Moonblast, but I get like either a crit or max damage or something. I think it was a crit, and I just OHKO, and so that ends up being a 4-0 in my favor, when really it was very close to being Zygarde sweep there at the end, because literally I was locked into superpower. I was at -2 with Scizor, so I was going to need some sort of ridiculous crit. Earthquake was going to kill me, though, easily. I was at -2, he's at +1. And then Vivillon was going to die from extreme speed. And Clefable, it was going to come down to if Clefable could live a +1 Earthquake. And I just don't think so, is the thing. I was trying to get like a +1 defense myself to try and combat his +1 attack at some point in the match, but I never really found an opportunity to do it. And so, yeah, I was one turn away there from being swept by a Zygarde, which is why he probably predicted me to go into Clefable and went for Earthquake on that turn, because it's the only way to avoid losing, but I didn't think that far ahead, which is why Pokemon is an interesting game, because there are predictions that seem entirely like the right move. Like on his part, it makes the most sense to predict me to predict him, but his only flaw was that I didn't have my head in the game for one turn, and it ended up winning me the game. And that makes it interesting. And again, it only comes down to scenarios like that because of rotation. The fact that I can choose to use both Vivillon and Clefable on the same turn makes him have to think about several scenarios. So it's very interesting battle style. I would definitely recommend you try it if you've never done it before. But this is Dynamo22 signing off. Bye.